The new Super Mario Bros. Series. It was a great series that brought Nintendo lots of fun and interactive games that many of us enjoyed in their childhood or anything. But what happened to those games? Those games just seemed to disappear after the success of New Super Mario Bros. U. I mean, you can count New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe as a game, but it was mainly just a port from a very popular game on the Wii U. So what really happened to those games? Well, here's what I'm about to explain. So essentially, the new Super Mario Bros. Games were amazing. Everyone loved them. When the game released, the first game on the DS released on 2006, it was a blast of a game. Like, everybody loved it. These games were amazing, alright? It was one of the best things ever. Like, the games released in this order. New Super Mario Bros. Released on the Nintendo DS in 2006, New Super Mario Bros. Wii in 2009, and New Super Mario Bros. 2 in 2012. And ironically, New Super Mario Bros. U was released that same year on the Wii U, just in November, besides on I think it was July or June when it was released on the 3DS version. And then New Super Luigi U, which was released 1 year after for Year of Luigi. And of course, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch in 2019, which is just a port from the Wii U version. So essentially, technically, we haven't had a new, that's gonna be a weird sentence, a new Super Mario Bros. Game since 2012, or 13 if you count the DLC. Which is ironic, because many of Nintendo's series just died off near that year. Like Rhythm Heaven, it was a great game, but it just died off in Rhythm Heaven Megamix when it was released in 2015. They just compiled a bunch of the games together and just closed it down for good, which is kind of sad because to see such a great series die. Anyways, many of Nintendo series do end up being like this, where they just die off for no good reason and just end off anything. Now, there are many theories why these games just shut down out of nowhere, but one of the big reasons is because of the release of Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker is, if you don't know, is basically like a video game that you can purchase, where you can make your own Mario levels, where the whole world could play them. Which is funny, because many things have already done that and failed, so somehow Nintendo was able to create this and succeeded, which most companies don't really do, which is great. So thankfully, this would help them allow players to create their own levels, but them not having to release new games every single time. So Super Mario Maker consisted of 4 game styles, which allowed them just 3 classic game styles, and New Super Mario Bros. U, which was their latest Mario game, meaning if people created those type of levels, they would really not need to create a new Mario game, because people could just make it themselves, That's what many people theorize. And then many people might be true because of the release of Super Mario Maker 2. Super Mario Maker 2 was its sequel to Super Mario Maker 1 on the Switch. So basically, it's Mario Maker 1, but they added just a bunch of more items and improvements to the game to make it better, and they added a Super Mario 3D World game style, allowing it to be better. Thankfully, this allowed more and more levels to be uploaded live to the Nintendo servers every single time, and making it more accessible for even more players to be able to play these games. As the time of release, there's a month left before the Nintendo servers are going to shut down, and Mario Maker, you can't upload any more levels, which is kind of sad, because to see such a great game just die off. But it makes sense, because no one really has the Wii U, and no one's going to keep actively uploading games or levels. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. So what did Nintendo do? They created a sequel on the Switch, and it thrived. I guess it didn't blow up as much as they wanted to, but it did. If they wanted it to be a permanent replacement for the new Super Mario Bros. Series, I mean, it won't work because it didn't sell a lot. selling only 8 million copies, which is kind of low for a Mario Brothers game, as, you know, like 7 million, that's not a lot, as some games are able to, like, get Nintendo, like Mario Kart, 48 million copies purchased, you know, but it was kind of a small flop, but, you know, they kept updating it, and they won't be giving us updates anymore, which is sad to see such a game just, like, be forgotten. It's like Game Builder Garage. That game was great, and they just, like, took it out and forgot about it forever. Anyways, back to the Mario topic. I guess Nintendo hasn't really released a mainline Mario game since 2017 when Super Mario Odyssey released. Unless if you do count Bowser's Fury, which is a small, I say really small game where it only has 100 cat shines, which is their own, like, shine sprites, stars kind of thing. Open world Mario 3D World style game, which I thought it was really, like, simple and easy, you know. It wasn't like a huge addition. It was more like a DLC to Mario 3D World, per se. Like, you know, they wanted to price this game at $60 for the Switch port, and they're like, we gotta add something else, so, you know, they added that, which I find great. I mean, it was small, but, like, technically they didn't have a big Mario game since Super Mario Odyssey in 2017 or 2021, again with the 3D World Bowser's Fury port. So technically that could also be a huge reason for Nintendo to delay creating another Mario game, since they feel satisfied with Bowser's Fury, which the whole Nintendo community isn't, but, like, you know, in their minds, they don't listen to the community. Well, they don't now, they used to. They're like, it's fine. There could be many reasons why these games just, like, failed and flopped. You know, they're not making more, because, like, many of them failed and flopped, like, you can tell, because not a lot of copies of New Super Mario Bros. 2 sold, or probably because, like, those two games, they were released, like, in the same year, but, you know, it's still, like, you know, it's kind of low for Mario game standards. You know, some get even, like, 36 million copies sold. You know, it is kind of sad when you see such a big company just, like, flop like that and lose one of their great mascots to, like, Mario, and lose, like, a huge portion. So what would Nintendo do in the future? So sadly, the most recent Nintendo Direct, where they released lots of big games and everything. They gave us a Tears of the Kingdom trailer, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, Nintendo Switch Online, Pikmin 4 trailer, Metroid Prime Remastered, just the first one, sadly, not the whole trilogy, how everyone wanted, or just like a sneak peek into Metroid Prime 4, you know. They teased that in 2017 and haven't said anything about it since. And the community has not forgotten, Nintendo. You thought we forgot. We have not forgotten. We will find you. We will find you now. The new Super Mario Bros. Games, you know, they were great and all. I mean, not many people have fond memories. I have very good memories from them. You know, going to, like, you know, getting back home from school, dropping down my backpack, finishing my homework, and getting on New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That was amazing. Or going somewhere on the go. I'm like, I can't play New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Oh wait, I got New Super Mario Bros. 2 on my 3DS. I can play that, and I used to play that forever. I 100%ed it. It was great. But all these games, you know, they have their flaws. They have their, you know, everything. And it's kind of sad to see such a big, you know, like a huge, something that everyone loves, a huge series just die off because of laziness and money into this one company. We've trusted Nintendo, but, like, I guess, thankfully, I don't think Mario Maker will be replacing it, though. Because Mario Maker kind of flopped. It didn't, like, they thought it'd do, like, good. When it released on the Wii U, everyone was like, this is amazing. Everyone was buying it. If you didn't have it, it was kind of sad. If you didn't even have it on the 3DS, it was kind of sad. And then when they just, like, came out with Mario Maker 2, everyone was like, the whole Mario Maker community, the ones that stayed, the ones that were there the whole time, I was part of that. They all just were like, no, we don't want that anymore. and it flopped, and it failed, and it just did bad. And then that caused Nintendo to panic, release a deluxe port, and say, that's fine for a new Super Mario Brothers game. And sadly, we haven't gotten one since. And I don't think there's going to be one until like the next console. So I guess, realistically, if we really want the next mainline Mario game, it's going to have to be a 3D Mario game or something else special. That's it for today, I guess, and see you guys in the next. Peace.